Yeah, and right here is just an updated video that I'm just going to put on YouTube because Twitch is still playing off on me with some of my gameplays. I like to start off with Oz Comic Con is around the corner, and I may not be able to do Oz Comic Con. It's happening next week or the week after at the uh in Melbourne. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to because for two reasons. My experience with Oz Comic Con when I first went there wasn't really quite good. The whole place was completely packed, even though I got glumped by Stan Lee, the creator who did Marvel. Um, yeah, my experience on my first Oz Comic Con, it was completely packed. I was spending nearly like 3 hours in line just to get a ticket, and um, yeah, all the stalls was there. Only problem is you have no room to breathe. That they got the heater on. It was about, I guess, 25, 26 degrees in Australia. That's kind of like 72 degrees Fahrenheit in America. And yeah, I'm going to skip this year's Oz Comic Con, and also because I've been working on filming that I've been doing with a movement theater group. Um, is I think it's going to be for the National Disability Week in December, but we are going to do a bit of a showing of and performing presentation within a couple weeks and next week in July. We're going to be extremely packed with that one. And yeah, if you're doing the whole entire show based around movement, and they have to be really big and very slowly, I would have suggested a very best location for it than a revolving door. We had a three-way revolving door. We only have mainly about, if I go back a little bit, only this far of space that you have on the revolving door, and that was actually very hard for me and the other actors as well, since about like 25% of them has got wheelchairs, has got support crutches, that sort of thing. Just working on the PC because the screen is going on an awful lot. Um, Next on the agenda, I just put this on my mobile. The plan on my mobile and the recording on my study PC, just because it's a lot more better. Okay, the next thing I want to talk is Amiibos and how they work. Basically, just I think PVC plastic figurines, statues that you won't be able to move or articulate. That has like a small microchip about mainly this big and this entirely thick, just inside the base of it that allows you to put onto your Wii U on the a bit of a scanner onto it. The only problem is they're doing it on the 3DS as well, but they're doing it on the new 3DS. They immediately put it in like the new 3DSs with this Amiibo scanner just onto the side where the D pad is, up, down, left, right, that sort of thing. My biggest complaint is I do have a 3DS. It doesn't have that feature into it. It doesn't read Amiibo. Um, yeah, I was kind of hoping that Nintendo um, would make a device separate from the new 3DSs that allows you to read Amiibos and travel them through. It's kind of like a downloadable disc that you can put on for PC if you want to download a file or a movie that you won't be able to get anywhere else. So, yeah, Nintendo, if you're watching this video, I highly recommend you made a separate device for people who have uh, a 3DS that is not entirely new and doesn't have the Amiibo scanning feature. Uh, that could work quite well. It could be like I have a device here. I don't know where it is. It's hiding somewhere in a lot of junk. that reads SD cards, HDMI cable cards, uh, pictures and video cards, that sort of thing. I was kind of hoping that Nintendo would make this sort of thing if you are, in fact, watching this right now. And that would be a big help and a big appreciation from me towards you. The next thing I want to point out is Black Ops 3. Now, there has been rumors that this game will, in fact, be legitimately operational. Um, I'm kind of hoping that the backstory would be really good, as well as the character and the control of it. Because when I played the Black Ops 2 in my old PS3 and PS4, um, it was kind of a bit bugging out a little bit more. It wasn't this. It wasn't the software itself. It wasn't my console. It was just I think what I had was a rushed game, and for me as a gamer, a rush game means that it is immediately sent out towards stores without completely finishing off from the development team. So with Black Ops 3, I was kind of hoping that uh that the storyboard would be really well, add in like what Battlefield Hardline did, where you have the ability of becoming a hacker. I was hoping this sort of thing would happen in Black Ops 3. As a professional, like military, medic, specialist, marksman, that sort of thing, demolition crew, I was thinking hacker would be um, another occupation for the game. Let's see, under 7 minutes now. Um, yeah, and the location. I was kind of hoping that there would be a lot of great battles in different places other than somewhere around America and from South America as well. South America and South Africa. I was hoping like different other places that had a history of really big warfare. I was kind of hoping like they could put in the Australian War when we had the Great Depression, where everyone was working extremely hard, and there was this massive war where we had to come in and make the Australian and the New Zealand Army Corps, um, for a massive fight all around the world. That would have been very quite good, as well as that you could be able to select the voice of your character, your customizable character in multiplayer. That would have been quite good. The change the accent, the tempo, the frequency of it. I mean, the next thing you're gonna have this massive build-up Canadian guy who has the voice of Elmo. It messes with the minds. New Nintendo games is happening. Um, there was an ad that I just saw recently for the 3DS. It's kind of like Diddy Kong Racing, as well as an Archaeological Dig and Jurassic World. Pretty much, you go around in different places in a car and you find fossils that you can be able to make real life dinosaurs that you can be able to control. It's kind of like Pokemon with Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for the Xbox. When I first saw this, my mind went towards different places. It's kind of like one of those games you have to move around towards different places. I don't know if this is really compatible online. As well as some of the choices you can be able to have when creating and bringing a dinosaur back to life, as well as the Avengers and quests you can be able to go to. I'm not actually sprinting really loud. It's just early in the morning, and it's quite cold in here, so I just had the heater on for a very long time. The Star Fox one, I was actually really impressed that they put in the old Star Fox and made it as Star Fox Zero for the Wii U. All because we have a lot of Star Fox's games, Lilac Ring, when they used to be called on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, where they had the character Crystal Vixen, who was like the love interest of Star Fox McCloud, and seeing her have like this massive breakup with him in Star Fox Command, a game for the 3D, for the DS, not the 3DS. My mistake. Do apologize for all Nintendo fans out there. And yeah, I think that Star Fox Zero would be a sequel to Star Fox 64 when it was remastered and brought in towards the 3DS. Um, my question is would the graphics be equal as the original Star Fox game, or are we gonna have some problem if your character or the R-wing landmaster, the Aqua Fox, the submarine, I can't remember what it's called, if they go into a fast pace onto the game, it will cause like the pixelation to start having lines all over the place and makes it very hard to concentrate. Is it gonna have the old design look of it for different characters as well as my cat just went past. Um, the design of it as well as the more backstory about James McCloud, Fox's father, before he has this great battle and killed him, sacrificed himself um, in order to save the galaxy. As well as how did Fox McCloud. I saw a video on the Game Theorist. You can have a good look with him on YouTube. He was explaining about how Star Fox lost his legs. As in most of his games, some of his legs are he always wear pants. We never get to see him. Uh, Mainly the exoskeleton limb that he uses for his legs, and I'm thinking, are we gonna have a scene or a story about how he lost his legs in the first place? That would have been quite good. Another Nintendo game that's coming out. It's another Metroid game. Is this gonna be a sequel towards Metroid Other M, where Samus had this really big bond with her general that she sees as a true father towards her, and she relived his story and go through the mission that he couldn't be able to succeed when he was still in command, as well as some of the designs for the various suit, as well as the charge beams. Are we gonna have like a scatter shot charge beam? When we had the burst shot and the light shot from Metroid Prime 2 Echo and other Metroid games, we always have a freeway burst. I was kind of hoping that we do like um, a six burst charge attack. That would be quite good, as well as to be able to detonate your own power bomb when you go into a morpho mode instead of letting it go off on its own. You can plant them in different areas, wait for your enemies to come in different locations, and get yourself a good location that you'll be able to detonate all of your power bombs and watch it from a great view. Ah, um, and also to be able to see a battle scene when she's in her Zero suit and uses her whip laser gun weapon tool that we've seen in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and the new Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS. That would have been quite really fascinating just to look at. Um, the next thing, I've been playing this game from W Force. It's kind of like Monster Hunter. It's called Touden Kurami. Toukiden. Kurami is Japanese for fruit basket, and yeah, I watch a lot of fruit basket animes and Kamen Rider Guide, since Kurami is the final version that causes Garm to transform into Shogun. They were having a lot of updates as well as new demons is starting to pop out. And these demons is very hard to get. I don't know if they're downloadable content or if they come into a new update that will be uh, literally developed from the people. There has been a lot of materials that I was trying to hunt for because I wanted to just clear out every single of my small missions that I have to do with some people in the village, um, as well as the small two-tailed fox, the Tenko fox, to get a lot of stuff they wanted to have. And some of this can be a bit of a problem because you have a maximum storage of 500 materials in your inventory. And that is extremely hard to do when you're trying to pick up other things and you always have to replace a lot of materials, and then you just realize some of the materials that you have just replaced them, just got replaced, you needed for the next one. That's kind of a struggle with me because with some of the locations that I have to go to, it doesn't even say about this. I don't have the strategy guidebook towards it. I'm just gonna do this uh by strategy, and pretty much I've been doing this quite a lot. Even um saving all the materials, all the body parts of the demons that I can be able to make armor and weapons with. And sometimes you can get more limbs and more items that you could possibly imagine from one creature. I mean, you can have like a a small minion. You destroy them, and you have a total, and all of a sudden you get free materials out from him. Um, the update also included that you could be able to um, fight who I thought was the final boss, the Chimerian King, and his counterpart, uh, now has a Queen version, a Chimerian Queen. And I'm thinking, all these updates just mainly happened while we didn't have a software update. Kind of hoping that we will have like a bit of a feedback um, from the forum from W Force, the company who made two of them, um, to explain all these updates and as well as it's going to be like a downloadable content. Okay, that's all I wanted to say in this video. I just don't want to go over 20-minute mark because it causes my computer here to freeze and immediately crash. So if you like this video, please click the like button. You can subscribe. You can comment on my video to what you think about it. And well, see you in the next one. Adios. Oh, wait, my outro. I want to apologize for my outro because this would be kind of like stealing from Ngo316. He's a Transformer toy guru who finishes off this, and this is them go with this particular toy, and he's at the end he says, "Remember, you don't stop playing if you go out. You go out because you stop playing. Big pout pump in your face." And I finished off with, "Be strong, be brave, henshin palm fist in your face." So I just wanted to stop that intro and just go, well, this is Wolf Kaiser Warrior and saying adios.